All right. Now let's take a look at skill number 3, present participle. What are present participles? Okay, a present participle is the ing form of the verb. For example, talking, playing, eating, watching, sleeping. All of them are present participles. So the ing form of the verb is called present participle. Well, it can cause confusion, present participles, present participants can cause confusion because it can be either a part of the verb or an adjective. So in a sentence, it can function as a part of the verb, just like what I told you previously. When I say the boy is watching movies, is watching. So watching here is a part of the verb, is watching. But it can also function as an adjective. Let's take a look at the example. It is a part of the verb when it is preceded by some form of the verb be. For example, the train is arriving at the station now. So is arriving is the verb of the sentence, and arriving is part of the verb is arriving. Okay, so in this sentence, is arriving function as the verb of the sentence. Well, while it can be an adjective when it's not accompanied by some form of the verb. So when it stands alone, it functions as an adjective. For example, the train arriving at the station now is an hour late. You see that this sentence already has the verb is. Okay, so there is no connector in the sentence. It means that the sentence has only one clause sentence. If you have one clause sentence, then you only have one subject and one verb. Okay, if you have another verb in the sentence, so for example you have two verbs, then it means that you have two clauses. Okay, now if the sentence has two clauses, sorry, then it should have connector to connect one clause with the other clause. Okay, and of course, if you have two clause sentence, then each clause should have one subject and one verb. So if there are two clauses, then in the sentence there should be that should be two subject and two verbs plus connector. So here, if you already have a sentence has a verb and there is no connector in the sentence, so what you can have is, if you have like this, is a present participle. Nah, but present participle stand alone without any form of verb. Okay, so here the train arriving at the station is the subject, and arriving here is the adjective modifying the train. So it means which train? Oh, the train arriving at the station. So arriving at the station is arriving here is the adjective modifying the train. Yeah, so which to show which train it is that the speaker um, means. Okay, so arriving here is the adjective, while arriving here is part of the verb. Hope you can see the difference. Okay, let's take a look at the example of the TOEFL question in the TOEFL test. The film blah 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 appearing at the local theater is my favorite. Nah, what I always said to my student is that you need to see the what is it? You need to find the subject and the verb. Okay? Nah, so is there any subject in the sentence? Yes, the film. Is there any verb in the sentence? Yes, is. And appearing could be part of the verb, right? Could be part of a verb. But is there any connector? No. If there is no connector, then the subject and verb the sentence should only have one subject and one verb. And you already have one verb, is. To be is always verbs. Okay, so if you have to be, then that's the verb of the sentence. So this one cannot be a verb anymore. So this can only be adjective. Appearing can be an adjective. Okay, so appearing at the local theater. Appearing at the local theater modify the film. So we have everything. We have the subject, we have the verb, and we have a complete prepositional present participle phrase. So what's missing then? What can we add here in the sentence is only good, an adverb. So the answer is A, now. Okay. All right, that's present participle. For skill 4, we have past participles. Okay, we have present participles and then we have past participle. What are past participles? Okay, the past participle is the form of the verb that appears with have or be. And we usually call it verb 3. Okay, it often ends in ed, but there are also many irregular past participles. We have regular past participles ends in ed, such as watch, climbed, uh, apalagi climbed, was, and etc. But we also have irregular past participles like gone, eaten, uh, drunk. Yeah. Now, past participles, just like present participles, can also cause confusion because it can also be either a part of a verb or an adjective. So the same as the present participle one. So what's the difference? We will take a look at it. This is an example of past participles as part of the verb. The mailman has left a letter in the mailbox. Has left is the verb of the sentence. And left is part of the verb. Okay, so left here, the present and the past participle here function as a part of the verb. Another example is the classes were taught by Professor Smith. The classes were taught, which is the verb of the sentence, and taught is part of the verb. Let's take a look at the examples of past participle as an adjective. The letter left in the mailbox was for me. Now, if it is an adjective, then the sentence has to be another verb. So this one, the verb of the sentence was. And then this one is the subject of the sentence. The letter left in the mailbox. So left here is an adjective modifying the letter. Which letter? The letter which is left in the mailbox. So left in the mailbox is the adjective of the letter to show which the letter that the speaker means. Another example is the class taught by Professor Smith were very interesting. Again, were here is the verb of the sentence. So you cannot have another verb because there is no connector in the sentence. So this one, taught, here should not be an it should not be a verb. Yeah, it should be the adjective modifying the word classes. Which classes? Oh, the class taught by Professor Smith. Okay. So what is the difference between the present participle and past participle? If you see, um, sorry, if you see the example of the present participles, the the noun that is being modified by the present participles is an active noun. It's it does the it does the action mentioned in the present participles, whereas for the past participles, the noun is a passive noun, so it doesn't do the act mentioned in the past participle, but being given the act. Okay, so the difference is between the activeness of the nouns and the passiveness of the noun. Okay, let's take a look at the example for um, the past participles. Okay, here the bread blah 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 baked this morning smelled delicious. Okay, we have baked and smelled, two verbs. But of course, this sentence should only have one verb because we don't have any connector. Okay, so which one is the verb? Of course, this one, yeah, smelt, because then we have delicious, smelt delicious, verb. Then this one should be an adjective in the form of past participle. So bake this morning. Now we have the noun, the subject, we have the verb, we have past participle. So this sentence is actually complete. Yeah, we can say the bread baked this morning smelled delicious. So what we can add to this sentence is only an adverb. Yes, good. The answer is D.